Hi everyone. I am really excited to be able to have a little bit of time with you and to share this instructional piece as we've been talking about work-based learning and analyzing our program and seeing how we want to change some of the way we do work-based learning throughout the campus and the community as we continue to improve and try to reach the next level as we level up instruction at Alamo Heights. I just wanted to share some of the strategies that we're going to be implementing and utilizing so that we can provide the best possible outcome for our students and for ourselves. A lot of times I think that when we are off in school or on campus or in the community, we kind of just do what's natural to us and we do instruction and strategies and change the instruction as we're going based on what we're observing and our needs. And I know that we have some wonderful job coaches and some strong teachers, and so that has made it possible for the students to be successful throughout our job coaching opportunities. But now we want to kind of sit and plan and look at things together, and instead of kind of throwing a dart at a target with a blindfold over our eyes, kind of just changing the instruction and the way we're leading it to be a little more intentional, and that we're making sure that we take data that compares apples to apples instead of apples to oranges as we kind of move forward to help us to be more purposeful and make sure that we are leading the students exactly where we want them to go. So we're going to go over instruction and work-based learning and some new strategies that we are going to be utilizing as we go. Okay, here we go. So a task analysis basically involves breaking complex skills into smaller teachable units, the products of which is a series of sequentially ordered steps or tasks. Sorry about that. Okay, if you will take out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down the steps that you would take to prepare a salad. Go ahead and write that down, and then when you are ready, you can flip over to the next slide. Okay, so here is a couple of salad task analysis examples that I've received when we did this strategy at a session. And as you can see, you have completely different task analysis. You have the first one with 5 steps. Get a bowl, put a lettuce in the bowl, put tomatoes in the bowl, put onion in the bowl, put cheese in the bowl. And then we have the second one. Step 1, take out cutting board, bowl, knife, and colander. Step 2, take out lettuce, 2 tomatoes, mini carrots, 1 red onion, feta cheese. Number 3, wash and dry all the vegetables. 4, slice and chop the lettuce, tomatoes, red onions, cheese, and avocado. 5, place off the vegetables in the bowl. 6, serve with a dressing on the side. They're very different examples, and so I guess what I want to make clear through this is that there are many ways to make a salad. It doesn't mean that one of your options is correct and the other one is incorrect. They're basically all going to get you a salad at the end of the day. So because we're human and our perspective is different, at times if we're not taking data with the same language and the same verbiage and the same purpose, we are skewing the results of the data along the way. What one person sees as 90% mastery of a salad, making a salad, another person may think, you know what, they didn't chop the vegetables small enough, they didn't wash the vegetables when they should have washed them, they put red onions in a salad. Salads don't take red onions, so I'm going to take off points for that. it just skews our results. So in any job, task, or opportunity, what we want to do is go ahead and make sure we're all talking about the same steps when creating the salad, that the data we're taking, it's easy to see, yes, they put the lettuce in, or no, they did not. What exactly are we measuring, and how are we measuring it? So, what are the steps to creating a good task analysis? The first thing we want to do is we want to identify the task to analyze. What exactly are we analyzing? In this case, we're going to analyze how to make a salad. Number two, we want to break down tasks into subtasks. There's different things. The first thing we want to do when making a salad, we want to take out all the items. The second thing is we want to go ahead and wash all the vegetables. The third thing may be that we want to chop the vegetables. The fifth thing may be putting all the vegetables in the bowl. So you kind of have an outline of your subtask. And now you want to take each subtask and put the steps necessary for the subtask. So for example, if our first subtask is taking out all of the items, then we're going to break down the steps. Depending on the level of the student, it may be as detailed as step 1, walk to the refrigerator. Step 2, open the refrigerator door. Step 3, go to the second shelf. Step 4, open the shelf. Step 5, find the tomatoes. Or you may have a student that may not need as many steps, and it may be simpler. It may be step 1, take out the tomatoes from the refrigerator. They may not need the step-by-step. So we just want to analyze and do our subtasks according to the need of the student. And if appropriate and the student has a difficult time with print, our subtasks would also have visuals going. You may have the picture of the tomatoes next to the step, take out the tomatoes, and so forth. And the nice thing about a task analysis is that you will see as we start to develop them and work with them, you will see which tasks and which subtasks and which steps begin to fall off as the student is independent or gaining the skills, or maybe we just assumed they were at a different level. Maybe they didn't need you to put walk to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator door. Some of it may surprise you, and the nice thing is we can go back and modify the task analysis to make it more appropriate as we go, but we won't know that until we have the data to show that they are knocking it out of the park and they don't really need that many details. Okay, here we go, turning task analysis into data. So a lot of times we're racking our brain and trying to figure out how to do data collections and different sites, different things, and it may look different. We may have check mark here, check mark there. So what I've done is I've made it to where when we create a task analysis, as you can see here, I only put the first 4 steps. Take out a bowl, take out a cutting board, take out the lettuce, wash the lettuce. It's just an example. And then you can see we have independent, which means no prompt, with minimal assistance, 1 to 3 prompts, with moderate assistance, 3 to 5 prompts, or hand over hand. You want to go ahead and put exactly what do you mean by minimal assistance? Because 1 to 3 prompts, minimal may be to me, but somebody else may think 1 to 5 steps is minimal assistance. So you want to clarify in there. So if a substitute came in tomorrow and we asked them to take data and watch the student complete this task and take data, they can look at it and know exactly what we mean. If you're working with a student today and tomorrow Mary Jane is working with a student, then it's going to translate exactly, and there isn't a lot of room for questions or for guessing. So we take the actual data analysis for the job task, and then we're adding these 3. Now, because we are not always in the classroom, sometimes we're off campus, sometimes we're in the community, sometimes we're at a particular job site, I went ahead and took the forms and kind of translated it into this Google form. And this is kind of what it's going to look like using Google form to collect the data. And if we go on to the next page, you'll see here, we will click on the link. Here we go. All right, here we go, SALAD task analysis. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and click on it. And it's going to take you directly to the link. So you can see if you have the Google Form app on your phone or your school issued iPad or you're working on a laptop, any of these items, you'll be able to take data on the go. And as you're watching the student, you're watching Billy make a salad. He took out the bowl completely independently. You would click it. He was able to take out the cutting board. You're watching him. He took out the board. Great. Okay. He has his task list in front of him. It says take out lettuce. He's a little bit confused. He's just standing there. So you say, Billy, go ahead and take out the lettuce. He's still a little bit confused. Billy, go to the fridge and take out the lettuce. And Billy goes to the fridge, takes out the lettuce. So that was minimal assistance because he only took 2 prompts. Great. Billy, wash the lettuce. Billy stands there. Billy, can you wash the lettuce? We point to the lettuce, point to the sink. Billy's not washing the lettuce, and he asks for help. So we are going to do moderate assistance, or if Billy didn't complete it and didn't ask for help, you did not attempt. So here we go. We submit how to make a salad. Perfect. Great. Now we are going to look at the data as we move on. Oh, just a second. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. When we go back and we look at all of the data, we're going to see here that Billy took out the bowl independently on his own every time. He didn't need assistance. He didn't need help. As we can see here, taking out the cutting board, 50% of the time he did it on his own, and then 50% he did it with minimal assistance. So just a quick reminder. And then as we look at take out the lettuce, here we can see that 25% of the time he did it on his own, and 75% of the time he needed minimal assistance. Which to me, when I'm going back and looking at the dates, it may mean that he needed more prompts before and now he's independent, or looking at the dates, we want to see if maybe he just had an off day or so forth. But this looks more to me like he needed assistance and now he's reached level of independence. But just kind of reading the data and inferring. And then right here, wash the lettuce, as we could see, he did not attempt for 75% of the time, and 25% of the time he needed moderate assistance. And so now I want you to look at the data, and I want you to tell me which step can we mark mastered, which step is the student currently making progress on, and which step may need to be broken down as an additional subtask. Go ahead and do that. Hit pause and hit play when you're ready, and we'll move on. So here we go. The first step, took out the bowl, mastered. He has it on his own. That is done. He's making progress on taking out the cutting board and taking out the lettuce, and we may need an additional subtask for washing the lettuce. Great, so now here is our exit ticket. Go ahead and click on this and fill it out if you have any questions or concerns, and then we will go over this next team meeting to follow up on the task analysis. I'm going to ask each one of you to complete one task analysis for just one activity this week and let me know how it goes, and we can talk about it some more next week. Thank you.